Now that we have built the custom service, let's use it. In the controller that wants to use a custom service, follow these steps. First, inject the service into the controller function. To inject the service, just pass it in as a parameter to the controller function that needs it. Since we have already registered the service with the application, Angular can locate the service and pass in the singleton reference to that service. You can then use that reference to call the service methods or access its properties, like this. Easy as that. You can use these same steps to access a custom service in another service as well. Here is our current product detail view. Notice that there is a place for a margin percentage that does not display a value. We'll want to use the custom service we created earlier, the product resource service, to calculate that percentage. So in the product detail controller, we can add the code to call our custom service. Let's do that now. Here we are back in WebStorm with the product service JavaScript file open. This is the service we created earlier. We want to use this service in the product detail controller. The first step for using a custom service is to inject the service into the controller function. So we will pass the service in as a parameter. We'll just put it here on the end. Because we have defined a min-safe array containing each of the function parameter names, we need to add this parameter to that array as well. So that's up here, product service. So that's it. We can now use this custom service in our controller. Let's look at the product detail view HTML file. Here we are currently binding to a margin % variable. We'll need to assign that variable in the controller. So going back to the controller, we want to define that variable on the model. So we'll just put it here. One of the functions in the custom service calculates the margin % based on the product price and cost. Let's call that function here. So we're going to use the product service reference. This instance is injected into the function by Angular, and we're going to call the calculate margin %. So that shows up on our IntelliSense here. We're going to pass into this function the price and the cost, as shown in our tooltip. So the price is vm.product.price, and the cost is vm.product.cost. I'm going to split this onto multiple lines so it's a little easier to see. So all we had to do was pass the service into the function, and then we can call any of the functions from that service. Let's give it a try. So we'll go to Product List. We'll click on one of the products, and that brings up our detail page. And notice our margin % is now appearing. Let's go back and pick a different one, and its margin % is appearing. Cool, but where are the cost and price entered? If we go to Edit, we can see that the Price Details tab is still empty. So let's finish the price details next.